Japan, 1600. A nation completely soaked in blood after a century of endless civil war. One man, the brilliant warlord Tokugawa Ieyasu, sought absolute control over the entire realm. Standing in his way was Ishida Mitsunari, leading a massive coalition of rival samurai. Two colossal armies converged on a narrow, muddy mountain pass known as Sekigahara. Mitsunari commanded the Western Army, holding the strategic high ground on the mountain slopes. Over 160,000 warriors waited in the freezing dark, clutching their muskets and spears. It was the largest assembly of warriors in Japanese history. The tension was suffocating. Among Tokugawa's forces were the legendary Red Devils, famous for their terrifying red armor. Facing them was Otani Yoshitsugu, a brilliant tactician slowly dying from leprosy. As the rain finally stopped, the two giant war machines prepared for dawn. Tokugawa knew he was outnumbered. He needed a miracle or a massive betrayal. Mitsunari was absolutely confident. He had set the perfect trap to crush Tokugawa forever. But on the morning of October 21st, a blinding white fog swallowed the valley. Visibility dropped to zero. Entire armies stood just meters apart, totally blind, breaking orders. The terrifying Red Devils silently crept through the mist towards the enemy. Suddenly, a single, deafening musket shot shattered the dead silence of the valley. The Red Devils charged blindly into the mist. Absolute chaos erupted instantly. Thousands of warriors collided in the whiteout. It was a terrifying, close-quarters bloodbath. The sick General Otani brilliantly held the western line, repelling wave after wave. Mitsunari's forces poured devastating musket fire down into the valley from the hills. Tokugawa's vanguard was taking horrific casualties. His army was bleeding out in the mud. For 2 straight hours, the blind slaughter continued without a clear winner. Tokugawa was losing. He desperately needed his secret weapon to activate. By mid-morning, the fog finally burned away, revealing the true nightmare of Sekigahara. With the sky clear, the massive scale of the butchery was finally visible. Mitsunari smiled. It was time to unleash his ultimate trump card from the mountains. High on Mount Matsuo sat the Kobayakawa clan, with 15,000 fresh warriors. Led by a 19-year-old boy, they had secretly promised to betray Mitsunari. But watching the brutal fight below, the young lord hesitated in pure fear. Mitsunari lit the massive signal fires, ordering Kobayakawa to charge down the mountain. The signal burned brightly, but the massive army on the hill did not move. Tokugawa watched the mountain in rage. His entire future depended on this teenager's betrayal. In the valley, the sick General Otani continued to crush Tokugawa's main forces. The battle descended into a horrific, exhausted stalemate. Every second felt like an hour. The fate of all Japan rested on a boy who refused to draw his sword. Tokugawa finally lost his patience. He made the most ruthless gamble of his life. Tokugawa ordered his musketeers to aim their guns directly at his ally on the mountain. He fired upon Kobayakawa, to force the terrified teenager into a final decision. The musket balls shattered the trees around him. The violent message was perfectly clear. Kobayakawa finally drew his sword. 15,000 men surged down the mountain slope, smashing directly into the exposed flank of Mitsunari's Western army. The betrayal was absolute. The sick General Otani realized the unthinkable had happened. He was completely surrounded. Despite fighting heroically on two fronts, Otami's men were quickly slaughtered in the mud. Refusing to be captured, the dying general committed seppuku, ordering his head hidden from the enemy. Seeing Otani fall and Kobayakawa betray them, the entire Western army collapsed in pure panic. Mitsunari's grand vision evaporated in seconds. He was forced to flee for his life into the mountains. The trap had been shattered from the inside. Tokugawa had won the day. But the bloodshed wasn't entirely over. One terrifying Western clan refused to surrender. The Shimatsu clan, numbering only 1,000 men, were completely surrounded by Tokugawa's massive army. Instead of retreating backward, their warlord made the most insane tactical decision of the war. He ordered a suicidal charge directly forward, straight through the center of Tokugawa's victorious army. The sheer ferocity of their desperate charge caught the Eastern Army completely off guard. The legendary Red Devil commander personally chased them down to stop the escape. But a Shimatsu sniper shot the Red Devil from his horse, severely wounding him. Only 80 Shimazu warriors survived the suicidal push, vanishing safely into the distant mountains. Finally, the valley fell dead silent. Over 30,000 men lay dead in the mud. Tokugawa Ieyasu sat amidst the carnage. The brutal century of civil war was finally over. Days later, Mitsunari was captured and executed. All opposition to Tokugawa was systematically crushed. 3 years later, Tokugawa was named shogun, establishing a dynasty that would rule Japan in peace for the next 250 years.